Thank you for joining us tonight for the fourth micro pitch of the year. I have to start by thanking our host location, Newport News. We'd also like to thank the cities of Hampton, Williamsburg, and Poquoson, as well as James City County and York County. Tim, what's up tonight?
Yes, Gary, in less than 2 hours, it's the last micro pitch of the year, and we are going to know who the final group is that's going to advance to the championship pitch on November 6th. So for tonight, just like each of the other micro pitches, we're going to have 10 founders that are going to pitch their business. The top three are going to advance, and then that will then fill out the championship pitch event on November. So this is the final stop of the year. Good luck to all the pitchers. But before we get started, Gary, what are the rules that we are abiding by tonight?
We have a couple of requests. First, please refrain from using the group chat feature to make comments to everyone, especially while someone is pitching. We don't want to distract the pitcher. If you want to use the chat feature to connect with a specific person, please go direct with that person that you want to connect with, but after they pitch might be best, so they're not thinking about that. And then just a quick thanks in advance for honoring those requests. So we're eager to get started. We have 10 pitchers tonight. Each pitcher will have 3 minutes to pitch their business, and that'll be followed by 2 minutes of Q&A with the judges. The way the Q&A works is that all three judges will ask their questions one after the other, and then the pitcher will have 2 minutes to answer the questions that are asked. So those of you who are pitching, be sure you have a way to take notes at the end of your pitch so that you can capture the judges' questions. And then please don't start to answer any of the questions until all the judges have provided their questions. And it'll be very simple. I will say something like, okay, the judges are ready and the floor is yours. And then I'll say, Tim, we'll let you know when your 2 minutes is up. Tim, speaking of the judges, who are they tonight?
Yep, we spend a lot of time on judges, everybody. Everybody, the winners, the people who advance, they love the judges. Those who did not get through, when the critique forms and surveys come in, it's because the judges don't know what they're talking about. Whatever, fill in the blank. I will say we spend a lot of time making sure that we get the right judges, knowing what the questions to ask. They have experience. So to get all the pitches started, prepped and ready to go, we'll give each judge a minute to introduce themselves, tell us where they came from. And Taylor, we'll start with you, please, if you want to introduce yourself.
Absolutely. Well, hello, everyone. My name's Taylor. I'm the managing director at Foxley Partners. We're an early stage venture and advisory firm. We invest in companies from pre-seed to Series A. Our average check size is around 100K, but we can go north depending on the company. But yeah, super excited for all the pitches today.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Taylor. Appreciate you taking the time for this. Michelle King, please
Hi,
introduce yourself.
everybody. Good evening. My name is Michelle King. I have been a professor at William and Mary for 25 years, a mentor at the Entrepreneurship Hub there as well. And I have been in your shoes. I have pitched before in the Star Peninsula, and I will be heading to Hampton, Sydney as the director of the Entrepreneurship Center there in January. So I look forward to all the hard work you've been putting together for your presentations this evening.
Awesome. Thank you, Michelle. And Dan Gerard.
Yeah, I'm Dan Gerard. I work for the City of Hampton Department of Economic Development. I've been involved with Star Peninsula since the very beginning. I was a judge, one of the very first judges. I also am a past member of the Virginia Business Incubation Association and served as that president for that organization as well. And I've been in economic development for 35 years.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Dan. As always, it's been a pleasure working with you for since the very beginning. So the way the program is going to work tonight is the first 5 pitchers will pitch. We'll take a short break. Then the final pitchers will go. Then the judges, they will disappear. They'll go into their deliberation room. They'll figure out who the top 3 are going to be. Then they'll come back. We'll make the announcement. grab a screenshot, and then everybody will go on their way. But this is just one of the very first stops of your journey. After tonight, you will continue to make your way, and hopefully we'll see you at the November 6th event. But let's get started, Gary. Let's make it happen. Before we do that, reminder to the pitchers, when it's time for you to go, unmute yourself. Gary will tell you when to go, share your screen. Once you're done, stop sharing your screen. The judges are going to ask all their questions. Once all the judges have asked their questions, then you will have 2 minutes on the clock to answer them all at once. Then once you're done, mute yourself and sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the show. Now we can get started, Gary. Who do we have up first?
So first up is Angel Adele from FE Collective. Angel, are you ready?
I am ready.
You can go ahead and share your screen, and once you start talking, then Tim will give you your 3 minutes.
Absolutely.
And I'll give you a more robust introduction. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, everybody, please welcome Angel Adele from the FE Collective.
Hello and welcome to FE Collective. Now, let me tell you about Brianna. She is up at 7 a.m. this morning and she has a board meeting at 9 a.m. But she absolutely has no idea what she's going to wear and she's standing in her closet. Now, let's multiply this scenario by 25 million executive and entrepreneurs. We're all trying to we're all trying to solve the same challenge. Studies show that executives spend about 15 to 30 minutes trying to decide what they're going to wear. And 88% of the professionals are very believe that their appearance is significantly more impacts their career. Excuse me. Now, what's the solution to this? Our solution is Chic Suite. FE Collective has designed an app called Chic Suite that personalizes your wardrobe and gives you outfit suggestions from our local boutique partners. We also are able to give a 1-hour local delivery from those partners. So we're able to give you instant gratification as well as serving you on your needs. And you can see a little demonstration of the app here. Now let's meet the team. I'm Angel, and I am the founder of FE Collective. I have over 20 years industrial experience in retail, as well as 5 years as a wardrobe stylist. And we also have Michael, who is in marketing, and he has 13 plus years as a full stack developer. Our competition shows that we are against personal stylists as well as stylist box such as Stitch Fix, and there's also another model that is out there in the form of an app. And we also have Source Amazon Personal Styling. All of these collectives still do not answer the question for executive professionals with a curated wardrobe solution. Our traction now is 2 premium styling clients, and then we also are growing our membership subscribers with our MVP on our website currently. So connect with us, scan the QR code, check out our membership, and join our beta team as we grow our website, our app, excuse me.
All right, that is time.
Okay, thank you. If you want to unshare your screen, have something to catch some questions from the judges. And we're going to start with Taylor.
Sure. Thanks for pitching. Super unique idea and market. I guess my question is, in the area of fast fashion, fast moving trends, how is your AI model being updated and also trained on these types of, I guess, micro trends?
And next we'll go to Dan.
Yeah, how does your membership model work? Is it monthly, weekly? And also, do you split some of the costs with your member shops?
And then Michelle.
Thank you so much for your pitch. And I guess my question is going back to the competition slide that you had with the competitors. What's going to, out of all that information on that slide, if you had to pick one or two, what's going to really set you apart from your competitors, and how are your users going to need to know that they need you?
And Angel, you'll have 2 minutes once you start talking, and Tim will let you know when your 2 minutes is up.
Thank you for your questions. So to address the fast fashion, we don't train for fast fashion. We're actually always have a sustainable model that is working with local retailers who source from brands that are smaller in nature. We want these brands often go through a process with larger retailers such as Nordstrom's. And so this is another outlet as a multi-brand outlet for them. We do pair with these local boutique retailers, and we do have a split commission. Our model right now for commission split is about 10 to 20% with local boutique retailers. And we do have a monthly membership model. So we have a basic membership model that is $49, and then we have a premium membership model that is $129. We use our AI models to create an analysis that based on style, color analysis, body type analysis, and styled archetype. And we use these inputs to be able to curate for them outfit suggestions that we train the AI model to do, and to be able to source outfits that fit each of the user inputs. And we're set apart from the competitors. Mainly Style DNA, I would say, is our biggest competition, as they are an app that is trying to do the same thing that we're doing in regards to using inputs from the client. However, we are different because as we're training this model, we're sourcing from local boutiques to answer an instant gratification. We're not just giving an AI suggestion. We're actually bringing the items to you in real time. We're looking to do this within an hour with our our delivery partners.
Cool. That's time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Judges, when you give me a thumbs up, then I'll know that we're good. And Walt, are you ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Okay, judges, thumbs up. I got one from Dan, Michelle, Taylor. Great. If you want to go ahead and share your screen. And when
Okay.
you're ready to go, Tim will give you 3 minutes. Please welcome Walt Smithers from Romulus Media.
Great. I hope everybody's doing well today. My name is Walt Smithers. I'm going to talk to you a bit about the college marketing agency, Romulus Media. And we do one thing well, and that's connecting brands with colleges. Now, first, I would like to talk about the insight that really led to the birth of Romulus Media. And that is that college is the time when most individuals establish their first independent buying power. And this creates an optimal time for brands to come in to build some loyalty. And I built out this matrix comparing switching costs to customer lifetime value to kind of allow the value of college students to sink into you guys. And that's because college students really don't have loyalty to brands. The only sort of loyalty would be pre-existing from their family, but they're coming into a new environment. They're finally spending their own money for the first time. So of course their loyalties are going to change. And that's all great because there's no switching costs, which means you can acquire these customers at a discount. Now, the problem with that is that most college students and Gen Zs are tech savvy. This means that they're skeptical of blatant advertising, which significantly decreases the campaign results of typical paid media brands, or paid media campaigns, rather. Okay, so how do we reach college students then? We've discovered that we must engage with this demographic as a peer. It's natural human tendency to trust those who are in the same situation as you. So if we want to convince college students of anything, we should be using other college students to do the convincing for us. Now, we execute this through a nationwide student organization that can be found at over 100 universities across the United States. Who is in our student network? We have gathered marketing students, content creators, student organization leaders, and experienced brand ambassadors. One thing that all four of these categories have in common is they have a lot of influence over their fellow classmates. So we've put all 4 of these categories together to showcase your brand on their respective campus. This is done through 3 main services. That would be social media content, ambassador programs, and on-campus events. The one thing in common with all 3 of these services is that you can attach the recommendation or the messaging to a name and face that is recognizable as you as a student at that university. Now, here are a few of our brand partners that have become campus leaders through their work at Romulus Media. And through the revenue we've generated and work we've done with them, we've discovered that we are especially potent with those kind of companies that have a high CAC, or cost of acquiring a customer, while also having a high customer lifetime value. This allows us to step out of the high competition that's found in typical paid media channels and rather engage in the rather docile environment of a college campus where your brand can stick out with no competition. Thank you, guys.
That's time.
Okay, thank you. If you want to unshare your screen.
Sure.
And got something to write down some questions. And we're going to start this time with Dan.
Well, there might be a theme going here because I'm trying to figure out your revenue model on this. How are you making money on it?
And then Michelle.
So taking the aspect of the brand ambassadors, the students that you'll be using on campus, how are you going to train them? What kind of policies and procedures are you going to have to set in place in order to abide by what they have to consider for the university's policies?
And Taylor.
I like this a lot. I'm working with multiple companies right now who are building co-pilots, AI co-pilots, and they're trying to start with the young workforce. And if you can get the young workforce when they go to or start with college students, and then they eventually get to the workforce, and they now only know like AI co-pilots. So I've explored this market a lot. I guess the question that I have is kind of maybe in summary of the both judges' questions, which is how do you measure and track and quantify the ROI for the clients you're supporting?
Okay, and you'll have 2 minutes. Tim will tell you when you start talking, and he'll let you know when your 2 minutes is up.
So for our revenue model, we follow that of just a standard marketing agency. So almost all of our revenue is generated through retainer contracts. They're typically at the size of 3 to 6 months, since we do college marketing, it is a bit seasonal, but it is that of just a standard marketing agency. So we don't do dynamic compensation. We're not compensated based on the return on advertising spend. It's flat rate and retainer all the way around. In terms of training and policies, we abide by the campus first. So anything that we're doing on a campus, we get approval from that campus first. They know exactly what we're doing. And if one campus doesn't allow us to do one thing, we follow their lead. We might be able to do it on other campuses. So we are very cognizant of that fact, as we need universities in our corner. Now, in terms of how we calculate how well we've performed, I would say around 90% of our revenue is generated through these ambassador programs. And that's as simple as just tracking the users acquired through a QR code or a how did you hear about us section on an onboarding form of one of our clients. And then we multiply by the customer lifetime value. That's how we figure out how much revenue we've generated our client. And we compare that to the cost of the total campaign to develop our return on advertising spend and overall performance.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Let's get a thumbs up from the judges. But Gina, are you ready? Michelle's a go, Dan's a go, and Taylor's a go. Dan, you're a go. Dan, you're good. Okay. Gina, are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay. Once you have a screen to share,
Absolutely.
I'll give you a big formal intro. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, everybody, please welcome Gina Feely from Reply AI.
Hello. Reply AI is capturing the value of all customers through automated and intelligent optimization of the sales process. The cost of supporting small to mid-sized customers amounted to $84 billion in the semiconductor industry alone last year. Hi, I'm Gina, the founder and creator of Reply AI, and I have spent the last decade in the semiconductor industry dealing with the challenge of how to best support a large number of customers. So here's an example of a customer that's building a device. Maybe it's a TV or a computer. They have a lot of semiconductor components inside that device, and they will send out a request for a quote to multiple different distributors and manufacturers. Their response time is going to be based on their relative importance to that distributor. And so in some cases, it can take up to 2 weeks for them to receive their quote response back. Now, for the majority of these buyers, they're really busy. They're going to move on and they're going to make a purchase based on what quotes they have in hand. So if they don't have your quote, they can't buy your product. This is a really large challenge to find out a way to support a really large number of customers that have lower revenue per transaction. And so it's an expensive customer segment to support, but they're far too costly to ignore for most distributors and manufacturers, on average accounting for 35% of their overall revenue. This is where Reply AI comes in. We take this 2-week process down to 2 seconds by automating and adding intelligence to clients' existing systems. We convert sales faster with lower overhead. We have a configurable plugin interface that makes interactions fast and easy with low investment from our clients in terms of getting up and running quickly. Our secret sauce comes from our customizable business logic, which is agnostic to the customer's existing systems. It's customizable to any industry, and keeping a human in the loop allows their really large customer, tier 1 customer support, your sales, your really high ROI sales activity to continue to be handled by your talented sales team. AI-based SaaS is genuinely shaping the future. $171 billion for sales-focused AI-based SaaS is the TAM. SAM is for the United States, which is operations and sales focused, is $70 billion, and $950 million for the semiconductor and manufacturing segment within that. In our first year in operation, we had $200,000 in revenue, and with 10% of the semiconductor market, that will generate $6 million in ARR. And as we expand into other industries by 2027, we expect to grow this number to 18 million ARR. This is our team. My background is in nuclear engineering for the United States Navy, and I spent the last decade in the semiconductor industry representing some of the biggest names in semiconductors. We have a phenomenal board with a wealth of experience.
That is time, Gina.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. If you want to unshare your screen and get ready for some judge questions. Okay, and we're going to start questions from first from Michelle.
What has been the biggest mistake that you've made along this journey, and what did you learn from it?
And next we're going to go to Taylor.
Sure. Great pitch. I guess the question I have is, outside of the semiconductor industry, what are other industries that you've seen have a similar problem, pain point that you're solving?
And Dan?
Can you tell me a little bit more about how the customer support process works if you're answering a question in 2 seconds? And more importantly, how are you communicating your business solution?
So when you start answering, Tim will give you 2 minutes, and then he'll let you know when your 2 minutes is up.
All right. Thank you so much for your questions. My biggest mistake so far, and what I learned, is a great question, because I feel like it was a big one. I had a development team that created my initial MVP based on to do the actual coding. And when I really got into the code, they had not done a good job at all. So I had invested quite a bit of money in the initial MVP product. It really wasn't producing the quality results that we needed. And so I needed to change course. What I learned was really about the articulation of my requirements, but not only having the ability to articulate that, but then also the verification of, are they doing what I'm telling them to do? So other industries outside of semiconductor manufacturing and distribution, that's just the world that I come from. So that's where I'm starting. But any manufacturing, any distribution network, regardless of what they're distributing or making, is going to have a really, really similar need. And also food, distribution of food has been an interesting one that is a good fit as well. And the customer support process, so what we do is we go in and we take the data from the customer's ERP systems, which is their pricing, logistic, technical data. We use natural language processing to interpret that data and to write the email. So it sounds very conversational and also very helpful. It can answer questions, but it's taking the company's data, it's accessing it in a very secure way. If I had 2 minutes, I would love to go into more of the details there. But it's, and then we use the business logic, the customizable business logic to make sure that we're adhering to the customer's protocols, to their requirements. And then the communication question, I think what you're asking is, how do I communicate with our end customers? So these are companies that I've worked with for the last decade, our initial batch of customers over the last 12 months. And in our pipeline is almost exclusively companies that I've worked with. That's a really large number there. So I plan to work through that over the next 12 months and then expand from there.
That's time.
Okay, thank you. We'll get a thumbs up from the judges when they're ready. And next is going to be Jakayla. Are you ready? Don't share your screen yet.
I didn't share it yet. Yes, I'm ready.
Get a thumbs up, and they got a thumbs up from Taylor, from Michelle. I'm just waiting for Dan. You good, Dan? Okay, Dan's good. All right, Jakayla, if you want to share your screen. Okay, everybody, please welcome Jakayla Hunter from the Pause Spot.
So imagine this. You and your partner are swamped with work. You're drowning in deadlines, but your kids are running around the house like mad children. You have to feed them, bathe them, and you have to make sure that they're safe, which definitely does not give you space to focus. You don't want them glued to a screen. You don't want them outside unsupervised. And so as the stress builds up, you're forced to choose. Be productive or take care of your kids. This was a constant struggle for my husband and me, and we found that we are not alone. According to recent studies, over 70% of working caregivers in the US reported having a hard time balancing work and family responsibilities. There's just no place where parents can truly work and relax or focus on the work without disruption or guilt. And most places for kids are extremely loud and they require adult supervision. So parents are constantly torn between their professional obligations and their child's needs. So that's why we created the Paris area for unwinding, safety, and entertainment, or the Pause Spot for short. It's simply a place where parents can finally find balance, a space that blends a kids' entertainment center like Chuck E. Cheese with a co-working space for parents to focus, a relaxing area for those who need to take a break or relax, and a child drop-in for smaller children. It also has a food court with home-cooked meals, which allows families to enjoy quality dinners without the hassle of cooking. Hello, everyone. My name is Jakayla Hunter, and I am a mental wellness and trauma coach, licensed educator, 3-time founder, wife, and mother of 5. Along with my husband, 3-time founder and serial entrepreneur Thomas Hunter, we are the founders of the Pause Spot. It's a solution born strictly out of our experiences as busy parents that were faced with the challenge of juggling our family along with our businesses. The Pause Spot taps into 4 profitable sectors, and our unique hybrid model approach to family balance is designed to target busy parents and caregivers that want a safe space for their kids while they work or recharge. And with over 50,000 caregivers in the Hampton Roads area with school-aged children, there is great room for growth. We are a one-of-a-kind business, though. Although businesses like Apex or Chick-fil-A offer food and fun for their kids, none combine co-working spaces, relaxation areas, and supervision for their children. all in one space. Our revenue model is simple. We have a pay-as-you-go model or a tiered membership. We offer passes starting at hourly up to annually, and customers pick based on their needs. We want to franchise by partnering with businesses in the areas that provide the services that we need. And so we need your help. We need a perfect score from the judges, investors, and families that are yearning to create a balanced family dynamic. The pause spot gives parents exactly what they've been looking for, a peace of mind, no more having to choose. Working families can have it all. So go ahead and get balanced and press pause at the pause spot.
That's time.
Okay, thanks. You want to unshare your screen? Get ready for some judge questions. Got something to capture those. And we're going to start this time with Taylor.
Yeah, absolutely. So I like the idea, and my assumption is that this is a concept. Do you have any either paying customers or anything that indicates that this is an actual pain point and need that individuals would have? And then a little bit follow up, what's the capital expenditure required in order to build out the first location?
And Dan?
Yeah, what are your expansion plans? How do you want to grow this business?
And then Michelle.
Thank you so much for your pitch. So have you piloted this yet? And if so, how did it go? Where did you try it? And if not, where would you, if you could pick a place, and what would that look like?
And you'll have 2 minutes when you start answering, and Tim will let you know when your 2 minutes is up.
Okay, so to answer Taylor's question, this is still a concept. We've mostly done surveys asking parents about the parents who are professionals in the workspace. Hey, are these some of your common pain points? Is this something that you're looking for, looking to be interested? So that's how we did our customer discovery. As you see, this model requires us to have a brick and mortar. And so, Michelle, I'm going to go to your question. We have not piloted this yet. We won't have a problem with getting the commercial space. My husband has a business where he'll have access to commercial real estate individuals. And so we plan on just getting the space and building it up from there. And so our concept to expand this is really easy to franchise, because we're going to partner with restaurants in the area that are maybe going to be bottom up, or food trucks that are looking for a space, and already licensed childcare providers. So it's easy for us to replicate it in other areas. And so that's how we're going to go ahead and take this thing and scale it. So we are going to franchise. That's how we're going to expand as well. And so when we franchise in different areas, we're going to find those already licensed childcare providers and those restaurants that want to partner with us. And so we have everything all in one place.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We'll wait for the judges. Joseph, are you ready? Coming up. Okay,
Yes, I am.
Don't share your screen yet, but once I get a thumbs up from the judges, I'll ask you to do that, and then we'll have a big introduction for you. Dan's good. Taylor's good. Michelle's good. Okay, you can go ahead and share your screen.
Let me get into presentation mode. Alrighty.
Yeah, you ready?
Yep, everyone can see that.
Everybody, please welcome Joseph White from Cosmos Pharmaceuticals.
Thank you, Gary. As Gary said, my name is Joseph White. I'm the co-founder of Cosmos Pharmaceuticals. We're a remote therapeutic monitoring company for prescription medications aimed at protecting and providing oversight for medications at the household level. So every single year, millions of dollars are lost and countless number of lives directly related to non-adherence. And this comes from a multitude of different issues for security reasons, lack of communication, and then lack of knowledge on the patient side. We see close to $300 billion in sunk healthcare costs every single year, and close to and over 125,000 lives lost each year as a direct result of medication non-adherence. So we created the FortisCap device. It's a prescription pill bottle cap that has a fingerprint scanner on it and an internal camera. The fingerprint scanner will secure the individual user to the device, and then the camera takes images of the pill counts after every single opening, and we will send these images to our cloud-based platform where they will be analyzed by a set of proprietary algorithms to output estimates of the pill count. And so we provide physicians with a data set every single day or on a schedule of their liking that includes time of opening, authorized user, and then the number of pills that are taken out of the bottle at every single opening. And that number of pills taken out of the bottle at every single opening is our real golden goose, because currently physicians are unable to get that exact data point. They can get refill and pickup data, but they're unable to reliably get that granular adherence data within the household. And so, as you can tell, pickup and refill data is not indicative of 100% adherence, but the way that it's currently quantified, that's the way that it is. And so we're coming in to try and provide physicians with a more granular data set that they can then base their care decisions off of. So how we make money is we will enter into essentially a licensing agreement with healthcare providers. What that looks like is there are these reimbursement codes that they bill for, they bill their insurance companies for procedures. And there's a collection of these codes that they will be able to bill for, which in aggregate to about $200 per patient per month. And then we split that $200 per patient per month with the healthcare provider. We currently have trials set up in Delaware, Maryland, and we're looking to get them set up in Tennessee and San Francisco as well. They're with the Veterans Affairs in Delaware and Tidal Health in Maryland. To date, we've raised $465,000, both between convertible debt and then also a $100,000 non-dilutive grant. And we're looking to hopefully get into large-scale healthcare providers in 2025. The big, I guess you could say, value proposition for our company compared to the rest of the companies in the competitive marketplace is we don't rely on patient inputted data to measure adherence. All of the data that we collect it without having to ask the patients whether or not they took it. It's all passive. So it's all unadulterated. It's all strictly objective data that we're providing to physicians. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. If you want to unshare your screen.
Yes.
And be ready for some questions from the judges.
Sure.
And this time we're going to start with Dan.
Okay. Yeah. Can you tell me what the cost of this product is? Who applies the cap? And is it reusable?
And we'll go to Michelle.
Thank you so much for your pitch. You talked about the healthcare providers. Is this something that will be also probably sold in the stores, over the counter kind of a thing for people to purchase as well? And the other question to that, well, we'll just go with that one. Yeah.
Okay, and Taylor.
Yeah, thank you for the pitch. I guess my question is more around data security. Where does this sit in the med device area, and what regulatory approvals do you need in order to get this in the hands of all patients?
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you for this. Let me just
Once you start answering, you have 2 minutes, and then Tim will tell you when your 2 minutes is up.
All righty. So what is the cost and is it reusable? Currently, the cost to produce one unit is high. It's about $80. At scale, we've already reached out to our suppliers. At scale, if we can get up to like 1,000, 5,000 units, that cost is going to drop down significantly. And we expect it to be right around $40 to $50, roughly. It is reusable. It currently has about an 18 to 24 month lifespan. And the battery life lasts with on a single charge will last close to 180 days, and that's 4 openings a day. And who applies it? In the long run, we do plan for the pharmacist to apply it. We have to get into retail pharmacy for that. In the meantime, we have a mail order, and it's also possible to onboard the patient at the doctor's office, not the pharmacist. That way we can just mail the device to them and they can easily apply it. But in the long run, we would like to get into retail pharmacy, and that's the plan. With respect to your question, Michelle, with the B2B, B2C, we're currently B2B directly to these healthcare providers. However, we do have plans to make go B2C and create kind of, if you want to think of it, a dumbed down product that doesn't require as much technological input, but is still able to provide security or the oversight aspect of it. And then in terms of data security and regulatory approvals, the data will sit on AWS's server, and AWS does a very good job of making sure all of the compliance for HIPAA and data at rest is in compliant with what the FDA expects. Currently, we're going to be an FDA device registration class 1. In the long run, we plan to go for class 2. Class 2 will allow us to provide a clinical care team and provide clinical care insights directly to patients. We're unable to do that on class 1. But we do plan to go class 2. And part of the reason why we need these trials is we need that clinical data to support that class 2 application.
That's time.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. We'll let the judges go ahead and fill out their forms, and we will take a break until I have 6:43. So we'll take a quick break until 6:50. And when we come back, we'll be starting with Tim from Spygraph Systems. So we'll see you all at 6:50. Welcome back, everybody. We're ready to pick it back up again with our next pitcher. Make sure we have judges. We have Michelle, Dan, and Taylor.
Taylor's good.
And Tim, are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Yeah, if you want to go ahead and share your screen.
We have two Tims.
Yeah. Well, this Tim's ready.
Tim, the speaker.
Okay. Okay.
You ready to go?
You can see my screen?
We can. You ready to go?
I am.
Here's the big intro. All right, everybody, please welcome Tim Brothers from Spygraph Systems Incorporated.
Good evening, everyone. Adversarial nation states want your employees to steal your organization's intellectual property. For decades, organizations have looked to cybersecurity companies to protect their IP, but this isn't enough. There's approximately 3,700 cybersecurity companies in the US. There was a study done for Congress back in 2018. Approximately 200 to 600 billion IP is stolen annually. So the reason being, nation states go beyond cyber. They use human assets to steal companies' cutting-edge technologies. So what's the solution? We collect open source data from around the globe and take very complex relational data, sentiment analysis, and boil it down to an easy to understand, easy to use dashboard that company leaders can use to mitigate these risks proactively. We vet the following 4 categories for nation state influence: prospective employees, current employees, prospective vendors and supply chain companies, and current vendors and supply chain companies. So there's a powerful combination here between the AI-driven analytics that we have at the back end and the deep experience we bring in open source intelligence. So our back end is powered by an intelligence agency grade tool that has already been tested. Our team of linguists have up to 20 years experience in exactly this type of research. As an aside, I'll mention, I'm not discussing anything that's classified here. This is already out in the wild. But both of these together provide a solution that not only protects the company's IP, but also protects the company's employees and workplace culture of collaboration and innovation. Because we have the experience to be able to evaluate some of these very subtle data differences well. So my name is Tim Brothers. I have 18 years experience working with Chinese and multilingual data collection, supporting a discrete government client. I have 11 years experience in multilingual data ops. So who's the customer for this? It could be CEO, CTO, CISO, legal counsel, some kind of leader in the company. And the goal that they want to achieve is a dual goal. They want to protect the company's IP. But when they do that, these kinds of decisions, can impact employees. And we also want to make sure they get
Sorry, Tim.
And that's time.
Very good.
Please unshare your screen. Get ready to have some questions from the judges.
Sure.
We're gonna start this time As soon as Tim's ready.
All right, where did my screen go here? Just a moment. Sorry about that.
Yep, and
All
we're going to
right.
start. We're going to start with Michelle.
Thank you so much, Tim, for your pitch. How do you get meetings with the customers? You mentioned the CEOs and so forth. How are you getting in contact with them to find out specifically what their needs are?
And then Taylor.
Sure. Can you talk a little bit more about your solution? Is it currently being used by a customer base? If so, can you talk a little bit more about your revenue metrics?
And Dan.
Well, that was my question, but can you really describe how many customers you currently have and what outcomes have you had as well?
Okay, so you'll have 2 minutes to answer those, and Tim will let you know when the other Tim will let you know when your 2 minutes is up.
Okay, all right. So let me just jump right in. So how do you get meetings? So well, I'll start first talking about how many customers do I have. We're pre-revenue right now. We do not have customers. So this is still to be determined. The solution currently being used, so it's not being used. We're in the process of getting all the pieces to work together. So we're getting close, but we're not quite there yet to answer the question of is it being used and how do you get meetings? This is probably going to be the most challenging part of this. Not once we get customers, I'm confident we'll be able to get follow-on referrals, but getting the initial, right now I'm working on customer discovery to fine tune exactly what the customer wants. And that's probably the most difficult part of this whole process, I think. So right now I'm working to reach out to CTOs, CISOs, and those types of people, but it's been a challenge.
All right. Thanks, Tim.
Okay, thank you. Next up is going to be Joshua. Joshua, are you ready? Don't share the
Absolutely.
screen
Let's
yet.
do it.
Don't share the screen yet. Dan's good. Carlton's good. Or Taylor's good. And Michelle's good. Okay, you can share your screen now.
All right. All right. Hopefully you can see it.
Yep, you ready to go?
Absolutely. Let's
All
rock
right,
and roll.
everybody, please welcome Joshua Miner from Archetype Braces Voyage LLC.
Thank you all for your time. It is my absolute pleasure to represent the Archetype Brace, redefining what a knee brace can be. In the words of our clients, this is a game changer. Knees are notorious for a reason, taking first place when it comes to the most common surgeries and disorders. Yet with limited blood flow in the meniscus, knee injuries have a difficult time healing, especially as you age. This was certainly the case for my mom, who at the end of a 4-year doctor shuffle was told to enjoy the couch more. 4 years she couldn't hike because she tripped over a curb once. 4 years of consultations, surgeries, physical therapy, and countless braces, all to flatline progress from start to finish. Sadly, this is the usual, a feeling of dismissal and hopelessness. I wondered if I could do better and secured a funded fellowship to spend 10 weeks conducting market research, interviewing patients, doctors, physical therapists, and retirement caretakers. I used this data to develop 30 iterations of a brace for a final beta test. And throughout this 1.5-year journey, there was a common thread. Patients felt dismissed and caretakers felt awful they couldn't do more. It was a lose-lose situations where, to quote the surgeons, in many cases, braces only serve to remind you that you're injured. We searched for faults in other companies' assumptions and asked what came after the acceptance of impairment. The current market revolves around trying to hug the knee like a cast and promote impossible healing. Our brace is distinct in that it works like a pair of crutches, catching you in stride. We created the chance to enjoy what you love despite a chronic knee injury. And we achieved this by inventing an offset hinge to preload tension in your leg with every step, artificially overtaking the role of the knee and the leg, sparing your own, effectively absorbing the impact of every step, run, or walk up the stairs. I am so thankful to my past experiences for enabling me to build this product, both for loved ones and strangers alike. Specifically, my experience as a patented aerospace engineer, biomedical research fellow, marketing fellow, artist in residence, and Pulitzer Center photojournalist. Our mission is to redefine the possible because we are selling lost dreams back to people so that they don't have to settle, whether they are healthy and looking for longevity or damaged looking for a solution. We are targeting a $211 million slice of what we hope to claim as the performance segment, a segment that breaks ground on pushing the knee beyond what is ordinarily capable in a healthy person. By virtue of doing so, also giving a performance boost to people with chronic injuries. We sandwich the performance segments amidst the most affordable existing braces, making it available to everyone without sacrificing a 51% gross profit margin for the future. A win-win. This is the Archetype Brace at archetypebraces.com, and we are launching today. Let's redefine the possible together.
That's time.
Okay, thanks. Want to unshare your screen and get ready for some questions from the judges.
Absolutely.
Okay, and this time we're going to start with Taylor.
Yeah, sure. Nice pitch. I guess the question I have is, can you talk a little bit more about how you're protecting the IP and the design? And can you replicate that design in other areas of injury, such as like elbows, things like that?
Yeah, most certainly. I mean, I think
And hang on. So just collect all the questions first. Yep. And next we're going to have Dan.
Yeah, how are you currently marketing your product to the doctors and healthcare industry?
And then Michelle.
And all great questions, because I just checked those off right there. Moms are great motivators to do something, right? So I guess the question would be, what are some trends in the market that you're seeing that are related to your product?
And when you start answering, Tim will give you 2 minutes and let you know when those are over.
Absolutely. I think first to clarify the IP, this is the first of its kind in the sense that I engineered it from an engineering point of view versus designing it from a medical point of view. And in trying to supersede the knee rather than trying to promote like sort of creative reconstruction, the patent is completely patentable. It's unique in its design, and it'll be my 4th patent, and actually going live in 48 hours, which I'm very excited to say. My marketing strategy up to this point has been that over the 1.5 year journey, I've talked to hundreds of people, had hundreds of people try it on, many of whom are more than excited to actually get one for themselves long term. So reaching out to them first, as well as people that I've shown it to at gallery exhibitions before, where I've tried to incorporate it with some of my other fine art, looping through all that, sort of lumping the profit and just throwing that towards advertisement as much as possible. And I think the reason I'm most excited about it for the future is that every year that goes on, the trends in the market are surgeries are down, and that because of that loss of blood flow as you get older to the meniscus and to the surrounding tissue, surgeries like meniscal repair, meniscal removal, knee repairs, things like that are getting less and less and less, or in other words, are decreasing and are happening less frequently, despite the injuries only continuing to go up and up. And it's sort of indicative of what I've heard from surgeons when I talk to them, that the braces on the market only are sort of placeholders, and that the surgeries that they do are great sort of temporary solutions, but 3 months, 6 months, a year, even 5 years out, you lose all the benefits and actually end off worse than you were in the beginning. And so trying to create a product that's all about intervening in the truest of engineering senses and might not allow you to be perfectly functional after the fact, but accepts that and says, how do we get you back to hiking, walking, playing with your kids, doing the things that you care most about now? And I think that that's a key part of our marketing strategy, is that unlike other treatment options, it really is as simple as you put it on and you go. There's no delay period. So I think advertising at places like farmers markets where people can actually try the brace on is sort of an instant impulse buy.
That is time.
Okay, thank you. We'll wait for the judges to give me a thumbs up. Jara, are you ready to go when we're finished? Okay, so hang on one sec. Got an okay from Michelle, from Taylor, and from Dan. We're good. Okay, Jara, you can go ahead and share your screen. And you tell me when you're ready for the big intro.
There we go. Ready.
Okay, everybody, please welcome Jara Clark from Fit Goddess Tribe, LLC.
So for some, we would like to think that schools are a place of education, joy, learning, and curiosity. However, we're living in a time where stress, burnout, and anxiety are plaguing our educational system, affecting both educators and students. In fact, 77% of students, and 80% of teachers report regularly feeling academic stress and pressure from the demands of their profession and just being a child. Now, we know that teachers are the heart of the educational experience, and while they're empowered and supported, it creates a ripple effect, not only to improve their well-being, but it impacts the ability and the effectiveness in the classroom. As well, it helps the students when provided tools. So, what's our solution? Through programs like Fitness First, Fun Food and Fitness, Divine Vibes, our dance therapy, and Fit Boys Club, we provide a safe and supportive space for personal growth and healing, whether it's through stress-relieving yoga, breath work, journaling, or our emotional alchemy techniques. We focus on helping participants release tension and develop long-term strategies for maintaining balance. Fit Goddess Tribe already is a movement. It's more than just a business. Our mission is to empower teachers, students, and families to build healthier, happier lives. We've already partnered with schools such as Virginia College, Community College, Nova, and we're in talks with Norfolk State and VCC. We are implementing our class now currently. But why does this all matter? Well, I'm the founder, Jara Clark, and I'm a mother of two. I myself had gone through my own personal stressors, from traumatic childhood to just living on your own as an adult. And now I even gotten into schools as a substitute teacher and a tutor for literacy, using this background as my research to implement my programs to see what really is going on. Not to mention, I graduated from Norfolk State with my degree in psychology, which really funds the mission for mental health and wellness. And our team. So far, we have 3 dedicated coworkers, all certified in their different myriads of holistic health and wellness, whether it be yoga, color therapy, body movement, dance. We know that all of these things hold a special meaning and create new ways of being in our bodies. So how can you help? We're looking to partner to help scale our business to reach more schools, to be able to put our classes and programs in there either in person or virtually, as we do for some of our clients. There we go. Thank you.
And that's time.
Okay, thanks. If you want to unshare your screen and get ready to take some questions from the judges.
Absolutely.
We're going to start this time with Dan.
Yeah, again, thank you very much for your presentation. Can you tell me a little bit more about how your model works? Is it a menu of services that's selected by the individual, or do you help them through that process? And basically, what's your revenue model?
And next, Michelle.
Yeah, thank you for your presentation as well. And building off of that, are these classes that you offer at the schools, the program sort of bespoke to what they need, or is this something that they can then go to, or you have a different location?
And Taylor.
I guess my question is, how do you differentiate yourself in a crowded mental health and wellness sector where there's a lot of independence, community or independent providers as well as large organizations?
Phenomenal questions, and thank you all for those. So Taylor, to start with you, we differentiate ourselves by focusing on the mental health aspect. From gyms and all those, they kind of come from a mindfulness standpoint, whereas we use the degree in mental health to really talk about how the mind and body function together, as opposed to, even though mindfulness does work, we have a bit more science behind it. Michelle, the question you had was, what are they exactly? So we do, to answer your question as well, Dan, have a list of services that we provide for the clients to see which they would like. Some offer our multi-classes, like our still soul stretching, or they like our workshops, which are more intensive, maybe 2 or 3 hours, which can be done either in person or virtually, which is our biggest aspect. It allows our staff to be home, and function in their roles, because a lot of us are single parents or mothers. So it allows us to not have to spread ourselves as thin. And we have typically 1,500 to 2,000 for our price list, essentially for individual classes or packages for the schools. It really allows them to pick and choose what they're looking for. Our newest one is our combination with HR Cap, where they've selected 6 of our services that will spread out through the next quarter for them.
And that's time.
Awesome.
Okay, thank you. We'll wait for the judges to give me a thumbs up. And Tori, are you next? You're ready to go? So hang on until I get a thumbs up from all the judges. Michelle's a yes, Dan's a yes, and Taylor's a yes. You can go ahead and share your screen. When you're ready, let me know. You ready to go?
There we go. I was trying to unmute myself first. Sorry about that.
Okay, ready for the big intro?
Let's do it.
All right, please welcome Tori Butler from Scribble.
One day, you'll tell the story of how you overcame everything that you've been through, and it'll become someone's survival guide. But that won't happen if death is the first to hear your story. In today's book publishing world, many talented voices are silenced because they lack the adequate support where their voice can be heard and appreciated, leading to less than 1% of writers publishing their works. Specifically, the complexity and the insane cost to publish. The average cost to publish a book is $2,500 per book you write. Though low earnings and royalties, more than 90% of authors won't sell more than 250 copies in their lifetime. And the lack of diversity and access, where discoverability cripples an author's success, leading to more than 54% experiencing mental health issues. But through all of that, there is great news. I introduced Scribble, an inclusive, user-friendly social platform where you can write, publish, and market your book, connect directly with readers, all within a supportive community. With our AI-powered tools and comprehensive literary support, we're taking you from idea to publish. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tori C. Butler, and I'm the founder of Scribble and an author. Now let's check out how it works. Meet Jennifer. She sees a post about Scribble and has been itching to start her book. So she downloads the app, signs up, and is immediately welcomed by our vibrant literary community. She's also welcomed by Lexi, her personal AI assistant that's going to help her write, providing writer assistance and support, publish, providing quality services like editing and book cover design, and of course, market, creating marketing campaigns and analytics, taking her from idea to published affordably, efficiently, and accessibly. Underserved communities to include aspiring, emerging, independent authors, as well as avid readers, are our target market in the vastly growing book publishing industry, which last year was a $28.1 billion value market. Since our MVP launch July 2023, we've grown to over 17,000 users. We currently have 11 strategic partnerships with publishing companies and 2 partnerships with publishing houses. We acquire 20 to 60 users daily and 2 to 10 new subscribers monthly. We currently offer 2 in-app purchases with 105 subscribers. Once we go into product development, we'll expand our B2B rev sharing models and additional B2C services. With our highly experienced and talented team of authors, readers, and our folks in tech, we're ready to scale and bring forth necessary change so that your story will become someone's survival guide, because Scribble helped you tell it while you were here. Join us as we revolutionize the book publishing industry. Thank you.
That's time.
Okay, thank you. And ready for some questions for the judges?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're going to start this time with Michelle.
Thank you so much for your pitch. So is this restricted to any particular type of genre, or is it open up to all kinds, including academic, and how would that be vetted?
I'm going to go to Taylor.
How do you solve the chicken and the egg problem, given that you have, in order to drive more publishers, you need more users, and in order so forth? You know my question.
And then Dan.
Yeah, are you doing both print media as well as digital media like Kindle and so forth? And then how do you help your clients market their published media?
And you'll have 2 minutes when you start talking, and Tim will let you know when those minutes are up.
Perfect. So for the first question, we are industry agnostic. So unlike our competitors, we focus on the stories themselves, not what's selling. So we're open to any genre, fiction, nonfiction, and then going to the academic genres. Those are all welcome because we believe in the power of storytelling and what that can do for somebody. So we're agnostic in that part. And then we vet that through our system. Really, the only vetting process is just making sure that it's not inappropriate or it doesn't offend in any kind of way, religious backgrounds or anything like that. But as long as that doesn't happen and that's vetted through our team, it's a go. How do we solve the chicken and the egg? Taylor, that's a great problem. And what we've decided to do is cook both of them at the same time. So as much as we're reaching out to the authors to join the platform, we're also getting heavy on our reader engagement as well too, and having them join the platform as well. And then we are digital only right now, but our goal is to be able to pump out print version as well as audio. And then we do help authors market as well too. So that's the holistic approach of Scribble, being able to help you write, publish, and market. But once you get on Scribble, you're also welcome by our literary community of other fellow authors and also readers. So essentially, you'll have the opportunity to talk directly to your audience through Scribble.
That's time.
Okay, thank you. Wait for the thumbs up from the judges. Meanwhile, Christina, are you ready to go? Don't share your screen yet. Got a thumbs up from Taylor, Michelle, and Dan's good. So you can go ahead and share your screen, Christina.
Sounds good.
You tell me you're ready. We'll have the big intro.
Just a second. Okay. All right. I am ready.
Okay, our final pitcher for the evening. Please welcome Christina Kimbrough from Free Life LLC.
Hi, y'all. My name is Christina Kimbrough, and I am the co-founder of Free Life LLC. So we are a Hampton Roads first non-alcoholic mobile bar and alcohol-free community. We've hosted and participated in over 100 local events. In January 2024, we launched our non-alcoholic bar and had done $10,000 in sales of non-alcoholic drinks already. So the non-alcoholic market is already so new. There are very limited options for consumers or businesses to purchase drinks. I'm actually currently living and experiencing the problem. When I have events, I get people constantly asking me, where can I buy this? Where can I buy this? And the problem is they're not in mainstream stores or they're online. So there's not one central location for non-alcoholic drinks. And this is my co-founder, RJ. We're both in recovery from an addiction to alcohol. And we've seen a surge in people wanting to socialize and go out and have an elevated experience without alcohol. So we are a dual company. We are a community and also a non-alcoholic bar and hopefully online shop. So the problem, it's a fragmented non-alcoholic drink market. The beverage industry is booming with a 34% increase in sales from 21 to 2023, but accessibility remains a challenge. Consumers are forced to shop across multiple platforms, grocery stores, specialized shops to find a variety of non-alcoholic options. And the other side of this, and the part we'd like to get into, is restaurants and larger venues face even bigger difficulties sourcing these beverages due to a lack of a centralized wholesale platform. Limited online resources exist that offer a diverse curated selection of non-alcoholic drinks. Our solution, Free Life's online bottle shop. This would be a one-stop shop that consolidates the best non-alcoholic beverages in one place, offering a seamless shopping experience. We would do two types of sales, direct to consumer and wholesale options, whether you're a customer looking for unique drinks or a business sourcing for venues. Free Life would provide it all. It would be a curated selection to guarantee quality and variety, saving customers time and frustration. We'd love to do a subscription model and bulk order discounts to encourage repeat business and build community engagement around alcohol-free living. This would emphasize how our shop solves the problem of a fragmented market. So quickly, the market, we've worked with over 30 brands, non-alcoholic brands, but there are currently 2,000 NA brands and more being introduced weekly. So the total addressable market right now is 1.3 trillion in 2023. The serviceable market is 40 billion by 2025. Millennials and Gen Z, these are our target audience. They're a growing opportunity. They're drinking less. 25% of Gen Z say they don't drink at all, and 30% of millennials have reduced their alcohol intake. And millennials make up 72 million people in the US and over 1.4 trillion in purchasing power. Gen Z consists of 68 million individuals and controls 360 billion in spending power. So help us build deep connections and community with that.
Time, Christina.
Okay, thank you. If you want to go ahead and unshare your screen and get ready to take some questions from the judges. Are you ready for that? All right, we're going to start this time with Taylor.
Sure. Can you talk a little bit more about your market and who your direct competitors are today?
And then we'll go to Dan.
Are you thinking about, are you only going to do an online store, or are you also going to act like a middleman and help get these products distributed in the stores?
And then Michelle.
Thank you so much for your pitch, and congratulations on your 4.5 years of sobriety and turning this into this passion of yours. So of all the events that you've done, how many have been initiated by you, and then how many initiated by the customer? And do you find that how it's set up, having an alcohol bar part or a non-alcoholic section, how does that appeal to the customers?
And you'll have 2 minutes to answer your questions from the judges, and then Tim will let you know when the 2 minutes is up.
Great. Can I start? Okay, great. So yes, our direct competitors are absence of proof. They're really the only main online source doing this. They're located in New York though, and the problem is the shipping fees are just like killing people. The other part of this is there's so many, as I mentioned, there's about 2,000 non-alcoholic brands. So there's not really good opportunity for these smaller drink companies to even get a fair share or shot at having, their drink given to other places. And then, yes, we'd love to be the middleman to answer your question, to provide 2 stores. I do have a passion for the non-alcoholic drink industry, so we'd love to help them get to the stores. And then the last part is my non-alcoholic bar is booked through December. And initially I reached out to events, but we did Pride Fest this year, and that really drove home for us, like, this is a thing. Yeah. I mean, I host my own events, and then we're booked through December. I have contractors, staff that we have. So we do private events. We're by a bar sometimes, or often people want a non-alcoholic bar. So thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, so we are at the end of our pitch competition, at least as far as the pitching goes. And now we're going to are we taking a break now, Tim?
No, we'll just we'll let the judges go off and deliberate. Awesome. Taylor, thank you. I know you got to bounce. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Tim, in that picture, was my hair okay?
It looked great. I was going to tell you, Gary, you had such a good hair day today. It's perfect.
Perfect. Any other, Michelle and Dan, did you have any any question or any statements in general without attribution to any competitor?
Yes, I would like to say first and foremost, congratulations for pitching tonight. I know the nerves that come with it, and you all have this passion, and it came through with sharing your story and your journey that you've been on. I would highly recommend that you reach out to well, I can speak for myself. Feel free to reach out to me. I don't know if the other judges want that, but feel free to reach out to me. I'm more than happy to provide additional feedback and suggestions.
Yeah, and I can tell you, I've really enjoyed being part of START from the beginning, and I've participated in all the events. And I can honestly say there have been so many that have come through over the years, and it's amazing to watch people continue on with their business even if they didn't win, and they became winners because some of the businesses we didn't pick ended up being very successful. So I would encourage everyone to keep going with your business idea. And again, I was very amazed at all the pitches tonight. They're getting better and better, and I attribute that to Tim and Gary. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Dan. Yeah, I think that other than maybe myself, Dan, you have heard every single pitch since we've started since this thing has started. Wild. And to Dan's credit, Dan started his own community. You don't know Dan like bikes like 500 miles a day. And he's taken everything that he's learned and he's built like this amazing biking community across Virginia that taking like stuff that he's learned during this, and it's super, super impressive. Ask Dan about it sometime when you see him. It's truly amazing. Have we built enough suspense, Gary?
Yeah, because I have results. I've had them for 10 minutes. I've just been sitting on them. No, I'm just kidding. All right, you ready? This is in no particular order. These are folks going on to the final pitch on the 6th of November. Is that right, Tim?
That is correct.
Okay, here we go. You ready? Walt Smithers with Romulus Media. Next, Tori Butler with Scribble. And the third one.
Everyone looks so happy that when they found out.
Yeah. Okay, last one. Joshua Miner with Archetype Braces. There you go, everybody. Congratulations.
Wow. Really, congratulations. And again, now rewatch everything that we said in this intermission because it is super, super leveraged that. This is the first step. So thank you all for participating. Applications are open for 2025.
Tim, do you want to mention the prep for the final pitch, the pitch perfect for that, or?
Yeah, so for the 3 that advance, you'll get an email. We'll do a final pitch perfect to get you prepped and ready for that. So look for that. Everyone else, do attend, support your fellow pitchers. Dan and Michelle, thank you so much for taking the time to be a judge and providing your feedback and listening and offering to help. And on behalf of York County, James City County, City of Hampton, Newport News, Poquoson, James City County, it is because of their support that this is possible. They fund this program. The money that you all receive from seed funding, it comes from the Peninsula locality. So can't thank them enough for what they do. They certainly support entrepreneurship. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Gary, thank you so much. Emmanuel, thank you so much. It takes a lot of work to put these on, and it takes a team. So thank you, everyone, to help make this happen. Michelle, best of luck to you. But thanks, everybody. I hope you have a great night. If you have any questions, let Gary know and me know too. We're happy to provide some feedback.
And we're happy to always help. Let us know how we can be helpful. Good to see everybody. See ya.
Yep. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, guys.